Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Fina and today I'm going to be doing the BookTube Newbie Tag. So the BookTube Newbie Tag is a list of questions that new booktubers can use to introduce themselves and their channel to the BookTube community, and I thought this would be a great way to give you guys an idea of who I am and what you can expect from my videos. Question number one is, why did you start this channel? And I started this channel because I wanted to have a place to talk about reading, to talk about the books that I'm reading, and to recommend books. I really like to discuss the books that I read, and I feel that BookTube is a great place to do that. Question number two is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube? For me personally, I want to not only do the traditional TBRs, wrap-ups, book hauls, but I also would really like to do some more discussion-based videos as well as some recommendation videos, because I really like to be able to discuss specific things about books in general, like specific tropes or trends that I see happening, and I just like to be able to discuss those things as well as recommending books and talking about the books that I'm reading. And so you can expect to see some of those types of videos as well as the more traditional BookTube videos from my channel as well. Question number three is, what are you most excited about for this channel? And I'm just excited for the opportunity to be able to talk about books. And that's really all there is to it. I just really like to discuss my opinions. I just want to talk about books. That's what I'm most excited about. Question number four is, why do you love reading? I've always loved reading, so this is a kind of difficult question for me to answer because honestly, reading has been a part of my life for so long that I can't imagine my life without it, and so I can't really pinpoint exactly why I love to read. I just love to be able to experience other worlds and follow other characters and kind of see their lives and just see them overcoming their struggles. I think is really amazing. It's very hard to explain why I love reading. I just always have, and I always will. Question number five is, what book or series got you into reading? So there are a few. The first is Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I read this so much when I was very young, and so I always look back on it with nostalgia because of just what it meant to me when I was younger. I also really loved the Nancy Drew mystery series by Carolyn Keene when I was younger. They were my obsession for a few years. I wrote fan fiction about these characters, and even though I don't read them anymore, I still look back on them really fondly because, again, what they meant to me when I was younger, and they did definitely encourage my love of reading. And of course, I can't discuss books that got me into reading without mentioning Harry Potter. It's just always been a part of my life. I really don't remember when I started reading them. I don't know how many times I've read them. I just know that I don't know where, like, I just don't know what my life would be like without Harry Potter. And so I do just really want to mention that one as well because it meant so much to me as a kid, and it still means so much to me. The whole series is just really dear to my heart. Question number six is, what are some questions that you would ask your favorite booktubers? And I'm going to say, how do you find the time to film your videos? Because just trying to find a space and a time set aside where it's quiet for me to be able to film my videos just takes a very long time. And so I'd actually really like to know this, like, how do you find the time to film your videos? And I think that's the question that I would ask. Question number seven is, what are some challenges that you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? And for me personally, it's just going to be the initial shyness of posting my videos for the first time. Putting my content out there for other people to view is probably going to be the hardest for me. I'm an introvert at heart, and so just knowing that I'm going to be putting my videos out on the internet for other people to watch is going to be a little bit nerve-wracking at first, but I'm confident that I'll be able to overcome that eventually as well. Question number eight is, when did you start reading? So I started reading when I was around 5 years old, and I haven't ever stopped since. I grew up in a environment where reading was strongly encouraged, and so I feel like when reading isn't forced on a kid, that sometimes it makes it more appealing, and that was definitely the way it was with me. I just grew up surrounded by books. My parents always read to me when I was little before I even learned how to read myself, and I think that that really did foster my love of reading. And so yeah, I've been reading pretty much my whole life, and I can't imagine my life without reading. Question number 9 is, where do you read? I don't really know how to answer this question. I read pretty much anywhere, so I don't really have a specific place that I just want to read. So yeah, I don't really know how to answer this question. And finally, the last question, question number 10, is what kind of books do you like to read? So I primarily read YA and fantasy, and I also read science fiction, but primarily YA and fantasy. One of my all-time favorite series is The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, and so that kind of gives you an idea of what type of fantasy books I like to read. I like those very epic, large scale, but also character-focused stories. I also will pretty much read any genre, specifically within the YA category, though I am trying to branch out into adult. One of the things that I really love to read about is stories with hope. I really need a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel in my stories. Even if they do get very dark, I still just like to see that little glimmer of hope. And that's kind of something that defines my reading taste, I think, is that I do need just a little bit of hope in my stories, even if it's only a flicker. The story itself can be very dark as long as there's hope. And apart from that, I will pretty much read anything. I'm not extremely picky about genres. There are very few genres that I won't read. YA and fantasy are the two genres that I most commonly reach for. Alright, so that was the BookTube Newbie Tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you liked this video and if you'd like to see more of my content, please consider subscribing. I post videos every Monday. I will see you guys again very soon.